TRN News.
The Henry County Sheriff's Office is investigating after a woman was found dead in a parking lot at the Big Sandy Wildlife Management Area over the weekend. Authorities say the body of 31-year-old Christiana Shook Livingston was discovered by hunters on Saturday. The victim was last known to be homeless and living in Murfreesboro. The medical examiner has listed Shook Livingston's cause of death as homicide. A young girl is recovering after being shot in the head early Sunday morning at the Tillman Cove Apartments in Binghamton. Police say the child was inside an apartment when gunfire erupted at 3 a.m. Witnesses reported hearing multiple rounds, and one sibling found the girl unresponsive. She was initially rushed to Le Bonheur in critical condition, but later stabilized at Regional 1. Police have not released a motive or suspect information. I'm Joe Lincoln.
Number 1 for news from across the state. This is the Tennessee Radio Network.
If your skin could talk, would you listen?
As your skin, I forgive you. I forgive you for poking and popping me when I broke out at 14. I forgive you for that awful belly ring hole you left in me when you were 15. I forgive you for damaging me before prom, on spring break, and at tanning salons when you were 16, 17, 18. But I'm your skin, and if you continue to tan, I hope you can forgive me. Forgive me when wrinkles begin to show and I start developing age spots. Forgive me if I develop melanoma when you're only 22. So please, I'm asking you to stop. Stop tanning now. Our future depends on it.
Protect your skin from melanoma, the second most common cancer in young women 15 to 29 years old. And protect your future. Learn more at spotskincancer.org. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
The operators of Nashville Rescue Mission say one of their workers is hospitalized after being shot by a guest yesterday afternoon. Metro dispatchers confirmed MNPD responded to the property on Lafayette Street around 2:30 p.m. A spokesperson for the mission says the guest was angry with their security lead when he was forced to clear out of the day room for cleaning. He then hid outside and shot the security lead when the man left to go home, according to the organization. The worker is in stable condition at Vanderbilt Medical Center. No damage is being reported after an earthquake rattled Tennessee over the weekend. The 4.1 magnitude quake was centered in Greenback at about 9 a.m. Saturday. The U.S. Geological Survey says it was felt across the southeast, with reports coming in as far away as Atlanta, where people all across the city said it shook their homes. Home videos posted online recorded a lot of shaking from the quake. I'm Joe Lincoln, Tennessee Radio Network News.
From the Cookeville Communications News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. A Smith County man faces an attempted second-degree murder charge for allegedly shooting and injuring a man on Saturday. District Attorney General Bryant Dunaway said the incident happened at the Midnight Express Gentlemen's Club in DeKalb County. Dunaway identified the suspect as 40-year-old James Barsotti. He's under $300,000 bond. The victim in this case, an employee at the club. Monterey police investigating after officers found approximately 42.4 grams of a substance believed to be meth and fentanyl and $9,000 cash. A press release said officers located the money and drugs after responding to a domestic call Sunday. Officials have not identified any suspects at this time, saying the investigation remains ongoing. The Upper Cumberland Business Journal reporting that Cookeville's Salt Box Inn and Stables is closing. The Journal cited the reasoning as being due to a personal situation with ownership. The article said an official closing date has not been announced. The Salt Box has become a go-to destination for weddings and other events since it opened in 2013. That's the news from the Cookeville Communications News Center.
From the Upper Cumberland Weather Studio, I'm Anthony Taylor with your Tuesday morning forecast. Another wet and stormy day is ahead, with scattered showers and thunderstorms expected to develop around lunchtime, continuing throughout the afternoon. Highs will top out in the lower 70s. Winds will be out of the south at around 5 miles per hour. Skies will be mostly cloudy overnight with a slight chance of a shower. Lows will be around 60, south wind around 5 miles per hour. Scattered thunderstorms will remain likely Wednesday with highs near 80. Thursday looks to be our only dry day of the upcoming period with partly sunny skies and highs in the mid to upper 80s. Storm chances pick back up Friday with severe weather possible late in the day into early Saturday. Be sure you're following Upper Cumberland Weather on Facebook and X for the latest weather information.
From the WHUB Willow Window Studios, your trusted window, garage door, and custom window treatment experts. Willow Window. Stop by their new showroom at 310 Newman Drive, Cookeville.
Wake up, Cookeville, it's a brand new day. Jason and Sheila got so much to say. From the heart of Putnam to the downtown streets, they're bringing you the buzz, the people you'll meet. Tuning dial up, let the stories flow. Good morning, Cookeville, it's the place to go. They're talking about the town, what's going on around. Events and news that make this county proud. With guests who take the mic, they share what's on their minds. Good morning, Cookeville, lighten up your life. From festivals to fairs, local art to the games, they're keeping you connected, knowing all the names. With laughter and stories, the hour flies by. Jason and Sheila keep the good vibes high. Tune and dial up, let the stories flow. Good morning, Cookeville, it's a show to know. They're talking about the town, what's going on around. Events and news that make this county proud. With guests who take the mic, they share what's on their minds. Good morning, Cookeville, lighten up your life. Oh, good morning, Cookeville. Oh, no. Every morning feels so bright with local voices by your side. Jason and Sheila keep it real. Cookeville's heartbeat you can feel. They're talking about the town, what's going on around. Events and news that make this county proud. With guests who take the mic, they share what's on their minds. Good morning, Cookeville, lighten up your life. So grab your coffee, start your day. Good morning, Cookeville's on the way.
Good morning, Cookeville. It's Jason and Sheila here. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. It's 6:07 now. Happy Tuesday the 13th.
It's not Friday the 13th. It's
Yeah.
Tuesday the 13th.
But it's still scary.
It's going to be cloudy today. We are at 60. The high is going to be in the lower 70s for this afternoon.
Well, the few things you need to know. One thing that you need to know that, well, I got to tell you, I was worried and stressed.
You were?
Because for a second, it looked like my daughter, grandkids, and son-in-law might be moving to Germany because he's in the Army.
Right.
That was one of the things he could have gotten sent to. The other one was Hawaii. The other were like Washington State. All places I would have to fly to. One, not even in America. Two, if you count Louisiana, because that was another one. And so I've been worried to death. Found out yesterday where they're going.
Where is it? I hope it's Tennessee.
Fort Campbell.
Oh, good. When you wish it happens, because you said, I wish that they would be at Fort Campbell.
Yeah, because that's the closest one.
Yeah.
But that wasn't even an option that they told me.
I know.
Prayer works.
Yeah, it does.
I wasn't praying against Germany because I think they both kind of wanted to go.
Uh-huh.
And it would have been a great experience.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I already talked myself into it. What a great experience that would be to
Right, if you had to deal with it, you thought, let's pick out the pros.
Right, I'd
not the cons.
Right, I'd been through it in my head and made it okay.
Yeah.
But then when she called me yesterday and told me it was Fort Campbell,
you're like, yes.
I got on the phone. I was like, oh, well, that's good. Are you happy with that? And she's like, yes. And I was like, is Rutger happy with that? She said, he seems to be. So
they're going to be close. That's great.
It's like 2.5 hours, not 4,000 miles away.
Oh, I know. And I know Germany would have been a good experience. But if something does go wrong, it's not like you're just a hop, skip, and a jump away.
Right. You know, I can't get to them.
Can't get to your girl.
Easily. Now I'll
And
be
your
able to.
grandbabies.
That's right. Anyway, so.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that.
Good news. So y'all didn't really need to know that. It was not necessarily part of things you need to know. That's the biggest news going on with me right now.
Yeah, that's good. I wanted to say congratulations to Officer DeClaire.
I do declare.
I was waiting on that. From the Cookeville City Police Department. You know, he's the one that has the Cookeville Human Fund.
Yep.
And he helps a lot of different people in their times of need.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be someone whose car breaks down. It could be someone who's homeless that needs a meal. I mean, just so many different things he helps with. Well, the Army ROTC Golden Eagle Battalion at Tennessee Tech presented him with the prestigious award because he's helped so many people in the area.
Fragile.
Yeah, fragile. Prestigious.
Yeah. But you said it was a prestigious award.
Yeah, it's fragile.
It's fragile.
Fragile. But congratulations to him. He deserves that.
The for us old school Cookeville people, you might remember where the Wilson plant was there by the depot, and then it got gone. Then they were going to build a convention center hotel there, and then that went away. And then some healthcare hospital place bought it, and it might be another hospital. Now they don't want it. So the city's thinking about buying it, and they're going to, the initial plan, if they were to buy it, they haven't bought it yet, but they're thinking about it, is it's 5 acres. Is take about an acre and a half and make it parking.
Yeah.
And then the other part, either a green space or more commercial stuff, more stores or whatever. So
We need some more parking.
Yeah, some more parking would be nice.
Yeah.
I hope it's more stores. I mean, we got Dogwood Park just on the other side. I don't think we need 2 big green spaces back to back right there. Know what I mean?
I know what you mean, Vern.
So anyway, we'll see if that it'll be about $3.2 million is what they're guessing.
Well, this week is National Police Week, honoring our heroes. So we wanted to take time out to honor Cookeville Police Department and, of course, those that serve, officers across the country serve and dedication and a lot of heart that they do, just helping everybody, and those who made the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty, we remember them too. So just National Police Week. So if you see an officer, thank them for their service.
The Jackson County Chamber of Commerce, which I guess is different than Gainesboro. I guess Jackson County has their own Chamber of Commerce.
I thought it was the Jackson County Gainesboro Chamber, but maybe I'm wrong.
They're considering turning the Old Fox Middle School building into a community center, which is probably needed in that area.
Yeah.
And then they've gotten with Mandy Perhay from YMCA to help them out with some grants and some things to do at their community center. She'd be a great one.
Yeah.
She's from Jackson County, right?
Yes, I believe she said that when she was here the other day.
So that'd be a great idea. Again, don't know if they're going to actually do it, but that's one of the things that they're thinking about doing with the Old Fox Middle School there in Jackson County.
That's great. That's all I have in things you need to know.
This Friday, it's the Small Business Economic Conference. And
we had Jody Pitts in here talking about that.
So a reminder there, you can find out where to get tickets from the Cookeville Putnam County Chamber of Commerce. And Elevate Real Estate, they're doing their monthly Breakfast for Champions this morning.
Nice.
Starts at 8:45 to honor, meet, and greet our amazing affiliates in our community And they've got Steve Chapman from Rising Above Ministries there to share what Rising Above does and all of that. So if you're around Elevate Real Estate at 8:45 this morning, stop in, get you some pancakes, and hear what a great hear about the great things that Rising Above Ministries is doing.
And Steve's a great speaker too.
And big thanks to Elevate Real Estate for putting that on. That's pretty cool. They're just
Good people there.
top of the line people at Elevate Real Estate. Also, believe it's this Saturday, and Mayor Jerry Lowry was in here a couple weeks ago to tell us about the Sonic Sock Hop and Cruise In. Well, that's this weekend, this Saturday, 5 to 9.
Well, that came up on us quick, didn't it?
Because remember when he told us about it, I was like, oh, man, I got plenty of time to think about
And
that.
here it is.
Here it is this weekend, and that'd be fun to go to. Look at all the old cars. I wish Donna had her little poodle dress.
She'd be cute in
Wouldn't
that.
she be darling?
Yeah. Oh, I always loved those little poodle
I
skirts.
wonder if I could Amazon her one before Saturday.
You might, because Amazon is quick.
I'm going to look.
Yeah.
If I can get her if I can Amazon one up, I'm going to
She's going to need little saddle shoes with
see if
it.
she wants. Well,
I'm telling you.
I might not be able to get that.
Well, she's probably got her own little cute shoes.
She's probably got some shoes she'd like to wear, but
I'd like to see her in a poodle skirt.
I
though.
would too, but I don't know. Is that weird? Hey, honey, we're going to a sock hop this weekend.
She'd probably think it's fun.
Here's your little 50s poodle dress to put on.
Here, baby, put on a little poodle dress.
Don't you think that's weird, though? I mean,
No, because I always thought they were adorable.
you wouldn't think that's weird if Tim said, here you go, I got this.
I would
for you."
love it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I might do it then. Anyway,
I would be like, oh, baby, you got plans for us? All right, let's go.
your 2 cents, that's brought to you by Freedom Pond. That's at 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta.
Yes, and our question is,
Maybe they'll be at the sock hop.
oh, they might.
Yeah.
I don't know. Wonder if Dana Teeple will get his wife a poodle skirt.
I don't know. Probably. He's
They
a good.
might have one at the pond
He's a
shore,
good- he's a
shore-
good-
shop, pond shore. What am I trying to say?
I don't know. Just what's on your 2 cents today?
Who is the funniest TV character of all time? That's a hard one.
Gosh, I don't
There's
know.
been a lot of funny ones.
I have no idea who that would be.
I'll tell you, any character that Tim Conway plays is pretty funny.
Yeah. Woody on Cheers and Coach on Cheers. Dauber on Coach. Remember Dauber?
Yes.
No, not Dauber. Oh, he was the assistant coach. He was one of the Smothers brothers. Not one of the Smothers brothers. Gosh,
Yeah.
what was his name? I'll have to look it up, but he was funny.
Oh, he wasn't one of the Smothers brothers. He was Bill Murray's brother.
No.
Is that the dude?
No. It's the old guy.
Yeah, Bill Murray's brother.
Bill Murray's brother
was on Coach.
younger. Bill Murray's brother was not on Coach.
Mm-hmm.
No way.
Look it up.
All right.
The funniest TV character of all time. We'll get into that here in just a few moments. There's been a lot of people having a lot of different guesses, and I don't even know who's going to be the winner on this one. Not that we have a winner. I'm just saying who answers the most, the most common answer. And we have Tim Conway is one
Gary
of them.
Van Dyke.
Van Dyke. See, I told you. I knew it was somebody's brother. Dick Van Dyke's brother.
Dick Van Dyke's brother.
Yeah, okay then.
Not Bill Murray's. Bill Murray's brother's younger than Bill Murray. The one you see on TV now.
I can't keep up with everybody, obviously.
Well, obviously. Are you done?
Yeah,
All right.
I'm done for the morning, I think.
Your 2 cents from Freedom Pond. More of that coming up here on Good Morning Cookeville. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. Brought to you by Elevate Real Estate. Hang on, guys.
Discover unbeatable value at Freedom Pawn, your ultimate one-stop shop. Conveniently located at 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta, we offer a vast selection of guns, ammo, knives, instruments, cameras, game systems, jewelry, tools, kayaks, trailers, and more. Whether you're buying, selling, or trading, our expert team is here to help. We're now open on Mondays, so visit Freedom Pawn Monday through Saturday. Come see us and experience the difference. Freedom Pawn, the friendliest and cleanest pawn shop in the Upper Cumberland.
Your home, your sanctuary. This includes your outdoor haven as well as the interior of your home. Willow Window can elevate your outdoors today with elegant and innovative products from SummerSpace. From awnings and outdoor shades to porch enclosure systems, transform your porch to your favorite part of your home. SummerSpace has the perfect solution specific to your needs. Call Willow Window today for your free estimate, 931-WINDOW-1.
Unlock the best of local entertainment with Hub Plus. Do you have Roku? Download the Hub Plus app today. Dive into exclusive content like Good Morning Cookeville presented by Elevate Real Estate, catch all the action with high school sports from Upper Cumberland Reporter, and stay updated with the latest weather from Upper Cumberland Weather. Plus, enjoy fantastic local shows such as The Randy Porter Show and Cookeville Lifestyles Show. Don't miss out. Download the Roku app now and start exploring.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here in the Willow Window Studio. Good morning, Cookeville's brought to you by Elevate Real Estate. Thanks to everybody watching this morning, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube or on the cable on channel 192.
On the cable.
Channel 192 on Twin Lakes Spectrum, or on the Hub Plus app.
On Roku?
Roku? I love the way in the commercial she says that.
Roku?
Do you have Roku?
It is fun to say, though. Yeah. Roku?
It's 6:22 now.
Your 2 cents is brought to you by Freedom Pawn. They're located at 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta, and they have anything from guns to guitars to who knows what else, even jewelry, Pokemon cards, knives, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the funniest TV character of all time?
Well, who are people saying? Because I think it's a tie for a lot of people. Nobody's been just hysterically funny.
Tim Conway has, and there's a lot of people saying him.
Yeah, well,
and I agree with them. Red Fox.
Yeah.
But I even think Tim Conway's funnier than him. I mean, I laughed till I cried at him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Don Knotts as Barney Fife.
Yeah.
Jack Tripper of Three's Company.
That was just a great show. I watched the first like 3 or 4 episodes of that the other day. I forgot what streaming service it's on, but it was pretty funny. Not very politically correct.
No.
I was watching it going, there's no way this show could air today.
As well as Archie Bunker.
No way that show could air today.
But there's some folks that saying Archie Bunker too. Sarah, I agree with you on this. Sophia on the Golden Girls, she's hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Cute little old tiny thing, just hilarious.
She could say just about whatever.
And get away with it.
Yeah.
Wayne said Benny Hill.
Benny Hill was funny. I wasn't allowed to watch Benny Hill.
He was too funny.
He was too
crossing the line funny.
Yeah.
Thomas said Curly from the Three Stooges. I know you like Curly.
I got banned from watching the Three Stooges when I was a kid. That's what happens when you try to drill a hole in your head.
Yeah. You don't get to watch them anymore.
No.
Sybil said Fred Sanford.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Ferguson said Red Skelton.
Yeah, that was a little bit before me.
What about this one? Toby said Mork from Ork.
Oh, I used to love Mork and Mindy.
Mork and Mindy that's really good.
In fact, I have a school picture where I'm wearing Mork suspenders.
Are you now? I can totally see that in my head.
Yeah.
Tana said Kramer from Seinfeld. You didn't think he's funny?
I thought
when he come busted through the door.
Like the first few times, then it kind of got.
And his hair was all crazy.
Kind of got old after that. Seinfeld should have ended probably about 2 or 3 seasons in.
I will agree with you on that, and they needed a better ending because that ending was so disappointing.
It lasted a little too long.
Karen said Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan.
They're both funny, just not my cup of tea.
Thelma from Mama's Family.
I thought this had to be TV. Is it movies too?
It was TV. What did
if
I
it's
say?
movies,
I said, who is the funniest TV character of all time?
Okay, all right.
You know, a lot of people don't follow directions, but it's okay. I'll forgive them because they try to answer.
Because if we're switching it over to movies, Chevy Chase, whether it's Fletch,
That's why I didn't
Caddyshack,
say
or
movies.
Vacation.
I mean, look, it was good the first couple of times from you.
What?
You say Chevy all the time.
He's the man.
No, he is good. Adam said The Office, and
Like who? Which character in The Office?
he just put a GIF up here. Is it Rainn Wilson?
Yeah, he is.
I forget
funny.
the name of his character.
Dwight.
Is it Dwight?
Yeah, Dwight Schrute.
Let's see. Tim Conway. Tim Conway, I think, takes it. I'd have to agree with him. Then Robin said Jim Carrey, which is another movie actor. I don't.
Yeah.
Well, he did in Living Color too, I think. But
Oh, that's true. Yeah, he did. Yeah,
Jamie Foxx in Living Color is pretty funny.
yeah. The whole In Living Color was good.
That whole crew was great.
Yeah, and Mad TV.
Yeah.
The Mad TV crew was awesome too.
Yeah. But let's see. How many? Tim Conway is probably.
I didn't realize that people would say Tim Conway like that. I mean, I know he's funny, but
any character he did on the Carol Burnett show was hilarious.
Yeah.
It really was. Let's see. We've got one.
well, the Carol Burnett show as a whole, everybody on that show played their part perfectly.
We've got about 5 different people that said Tim Conway.
Wow. Well, how about that? Bet if you changed it to and movies, it'd be different answers.
Who would I think in movies?
Well, you got Chevy Chase.
I think he's good, but is he the funniest of all time? I guess for you he is. But
Will
Smith.
No.
Will.
On Step Brothers. Will
Ferrell.
Will Ferrell.
He might be that for me.
Yeah.
Will Ferrell's funny.
Funny. So
Funny.
but not on TV, so it doesn't count.
Yeah. But you would ask about movies, though.
Right. I'm just saying if you did do movies, I think that
I still
that'd
think
be
it would have been more TV than movies, to be
Yeah.
honest.
What about Adam Sandler if we're talking about movies?
Yeah, he's pretty funny. I think Will Ferrell's funnier than him.
Yeah. And that John C. Reilly that's in some of those too. Very funny. But he's been in some serious roles too.
He's a really good actor. He
really
can do
is.
anything.
Yeah, I forgot what movie I was watching. It was an older movie and he was in it and he was a serious actor.
I remember for the longest I didn't know his name, but I'd say to my husband, I go, that's I know that face. He's in so many things. I don't know his name, but he's always good. I like him.
Yeah.
John C. Reilly.
John C. Reilly.
And sometimes when you put an initial in the middle, you can remember it better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that's why he did that. Because John Riley sounds so average, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But John C. Riley.
Right, it does sound better.
It sounds important.
He probably had an agent tell him that.
Yeah. And that agent would have been right. Well, that's all we got there.
All right. I noticed no one said Bill Cosby. I think probably a bunch of people wanted to, but felt ashamed to say it. But Bill Cosby on The Cosby Show was very funny.
It's sad how he's ruined his legacy.
It was very funny.
Because he was very talented.
But you can't say that now.
Can't. It just has it's tainted now.
Right. You can't. I mean.
Just like you can't like no Diddy song.
No, you can't.
I know he's not went through, what is it, the trial yet.
You know, that starts today. I got more on that coming up in, spoiler alert, that's coming up here in just a little bit. Here on Good Morning Cookeville, we're live in the Willow Window Studio. Good Morning Cookeville's brought to you by Elevate Real Estate Hang on a second, guys. We'll be right back.
No support from my broker, minimal commission splits, and outdated marketing tools.
Sound familiar? Accelerate your real estate career with Elevate. Experience broker support, coaching, and training on how to make your team successful, competitive commission plans, and cutting-edge marketing tools.
Join our innovative company with a proven system that compresses 3 years of business growth into just 1 year. Please call 931-520-6450. Elevate Real Estate. We help you accelerate.
Hey guys, this is Jeff Root, General Manager at Ford Lincoln of Cookeville. Are you tired of having to wait at a dealership to get your car serviced? Well, then you're going to love Ford Mobile Service from Ford of Cookeville. From oil changes and tire rotations to simple repairs, our certified technicians will do their thing right in your own driveway thanks to our state-of-the-art mobile service van. Let us come to you. Schedule your Ford Mobile Service now at FordLincolnofCookeville.com or give us a call at 931-526-3325. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Did you know that all of our stations have some great half-price Upper Cumberland deals? You're supporting local businesses and getting great savings at the same time.
Businesses like Fog Light Food House, CG's Boutique, The Exceptional Bean, Fire and Vine Restaurant and Rooftop Bar, and the Royal House of Cheese.
Visit any of the Cookeville Communications station websites for more information or to purchase a half-price gift card.
Good morning, Cookeville. I'm Jacob Vinson with the UCR Sports Report. The Gordonsville Tigerettes moved on to the Region 4 Single A Championship game with their win against East Robertson yesterday, 13-0. The Tigerettes struck for 10 runs in the second inning. Kaylee Plumley struck out 9 batters in the circle and drove in 4 runs at the plate, including a 3-run home run. Gordonsville will play the winner of Clay County and Joe Burns in the Region Championship game. The Dallas Mavericks won the NBA Draft Lottery last night and will have the number 1 pick in this year's draft. The Mavericks, who traded away Luka Doncic this season, had a 1.8% chance of getting the number 1 pick. Cooper Flagg from Duke is expected to be taken with the first pick. The full NFL schedule is releasing tomorrow at 7 p.m., but it was announced last night that one Christmas Day matchup will feature the Kansas City Chiefs and Denver Broncos on Prime Video. It's the 3rd year in a row that the Chiefs will play on Christmas Day. The New York Knicks beat the Boston Celtics 121-113 last night and took a 3-1 series lead in the Eastern Conference semifinals. Celtics star Jason Tatum was also helped off the floor with an apparent lower leg injury in the loss. Tatum still led all scorers with 42, while Jalen Brunson had 39 for the Knicks. I'm Jacob Vinson. That was the UCR Sports Report.
From the WHUB Willow Window Studios, your trusted window, garage door, and custom window treatment experts. Willow Window. Stop by their new showroom at 310 Newman Drive, Cookeville.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're in the Willow Window Studio. It's 6:33 now.
Our guest this morning will be from Next Generation Painting, Jason Bohannon, and also Catherine Dubray. She is with, she's starting a school for autism. We'll find out more about that.
Sounds good. Time for spoiler alert. Things going on in the world of entertainment and music. And tonight on Jimmy Fallon, Blake Shelton will be performing.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah.
I miss Blake on
The Voice.
The Voice.
Yeah. The Voice is on tonight too on regular TV. That's on NBC. Also on NBC, Joan Rivers, a dead funny all-star tribute to Joan Rivers.
Now, why'd they have to say dead funny?
Because
she's
that's funny, and she would think that's funny.
She would like that.
Also on regular TV tonight, Will Trent is on ABC. Then The Rookie, that's on ABC, 2 quality shows. On ABC as well, another special edition of 2020's Bad Romance.
Ooh.
CBS has all their FBI shows. Fox has The Cleaning Lady and Alert, Missing Persons Unit. Then on Food Network, it's a series premiere, Cutthroat Kitchen, Knives Out.
Ooh, Knives Out.
Yeah.
Cutthroat.
If you don't win the competition, they kill you immediately.
They probably do.
That's not true. That's not how they do it. What's that one? Squid Games.
Yes.
It's not like Squid Games.
Squid Games.
That'd be a terrible thing, though. I did watch that new game show that's on Fox Nation, the Greg Gutfeld.
Yeah. How'd that go?
It was a little slow. They need to speed it up a little bit. They spent too much time talking to him.
Yeah, we don't care about them. We just care about what's going on.
Yeah. So
that's the one where they tell them they've been
sequestered for 90 days.
They don't have phones. They don't have TV. Nothing. And then they give them stories.
And they have to decide if it's real news or fake news.
Which nowadays everything sounds.
They did pretty
crazy.
good at it, actually. They did pretty good at picking out the fake news stories. I think I only see it. Maybe got one or two wrong.
Because I was thinking it might be harder than we thought.
No, it was.
So that show's not gonna make it.
Well, it was easy for us because we've seen them.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, at least those of us who pay attention. I don't know if you'd have known any of them, Sheila.
Now let's not get sassy and mean.
Well, sometimes you don't pay attention to the news.
What'd you say?
Michael Jordan will serve as a special contributor for NBC Sports when the NBA returns to the broadcast network in October. More details about Michael Jordan's role will be revealed at a later date. Wow, bringing Michael Jordan in?
Interesting.
That is interesting. Jude Law and Andrew Garfield will play Siegfried and Roy.
Wow.
In an Apple TV Plus limited series about the Las Vegas magicians.
I have not heard those names in forever.
Siegfried and Roy?
Yeah.
Yeah, not since the one guy got attacked. You hadn't heard much about them.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones with the lions.
Yes.
Yeah. Actor
Or tigers.
Whatever. Actor Samuel French, best known for his role as an undercover FBI agent in Killers of the Flower Moon, passed away this morning in Waco, Texas, following a long battle with cancer. Guys, he was only 45 years old.
Oh, my goodness.
I hate that. I hate that for him and his family, and just that 45. It could happen anytime.
I wonder, who he was in the movie, because that was a pretty good movie. I think it won an Oscar.
He was the undercover FBI agent.
I don't remember.
I
can't remember news, let alone that.
Model and actress Elizabeth Hurley has posted a thank you note to Bryan Adams for having her in the video for his new song, Never Ever Let You Go. She says, thank you, wonderful friend of 30 years, for asking me to be in your video. Best roller coaster ride ever. That Elizabeth Hurley.
She's gorgeous.
I can't believe Bryan Adams is still touring.
Well, yeah.
He's got a full tour schedule, new songs coming out. And ladies love Bryan Adams.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Well, he's got a sexy voice and he writes sexy songs.
That Elizabeth Hurley's sexy.
I just think they need to be a couple. Unless he's married. I don't know if he's married or not.
I have no idea.
She might be married. I don't know.
I don't know either.
But
I hadn't kept up with them.
Me either. But I knew he was still touring.
Yeah. Well,
Cheering.
Elizabeth Hurley was good in Austin Powers. She did a great job in that movie.
Yeah.
The 2025 Cannes Film Festival has updated its dress code to explicitly ban nudity and voluminous outfits with large trains on the red carpet and throughout the festival grounds. So you can't be naked or have a large train on your dress.
Was it the Cannes one that Kanye's girlfriend was on? Is that why they're banning nudity?
No, that was the red carpet of like the Grammys or Oscars or something like that. The official charter states, for decency reasons, nudity is prohibited on the red carpet, as well as any other area of the festival, and voluminous outfits that hinder the proper flow of traffic of guests and complicate seating in the theater is also not permitted. So don't wear no clothes and don't wear too many clothes.
Be just right.
Wear just right amount of clothes.
Yeah.
Festival press officers clarified that the update aims to reinforce existing guidelines in alignment with French law and the festival's institutional standards. So they didn't just come up with this because of what they've been seeing.
Because people were going crazy with all their outfits.
I think this is a good thing.
I do too. I'm
mean,
sick of seeing nude people. Cover up a little bit. Have a little dignity.
I'm sick of it.
I'm sick of it.
All right. So now you know, Sheila. Sheila, you're planning on going to the Cannes Festival, aren't you?
Yeah, and the Met Gala. I know they just had it, but
Can't be naked there either.
I don't know. You probably could at the Met Gala.
Opening statements in Sean Diddy Combs' federal sex trafficking trial began yesterday in Manhattan. Assistant U.S. Attorney Emily Johnson asserted that P. Diddy operated an abusive empire for 2 decades, using an inner circle of bodyguards and high-ranking employees to facilitate and conceal crimes including kidnapping, sex trafficking, drug distribution, and violent assaults.
I wonder how much of that goes on in Hollywood.
Well, I don't know.
I bet a lot of it.
I
bet there's more people that do stuff like
more. I bet more than we think about. Prosecutors detailed events known as freak-offs, where women were allegedly pressured into sexual acts with male escorts while P. Diddy observed and recorded. With these gatherings funded by his company and organized by his staff.
Lots of crazy.
It doesn't look good for P. Diddy.
No, they wouldn't even let him get out on bond or.
Yeah, it's bad if you can't get out on bond, especially in New York. We know how they're doing with, just letting anybody out.
Right.
And
they're pretty liberal on that stuff, and then they wouldn't even let him out on bond.
Yeah,
they're like, I don't think so.
Not
We
you,
got
though.
a lot of stuff on you.
Yeah, we've been letting just about everybody out, Diddy, but we saw the tapes.
It was bad.
Well, I think they have. I don't know what they've seen and haven't seen.
Oh, they got something.
But surely, yeah, or they would have been like, well, there's not a lot of evidence here, so.
Well, thinking back, do you remember when that first happened? We were like, what's going on at Diddy's place? And there were all these agents around, and it took like a couple of days for them to get everything out of the house.
Yeah.
That was a big deal.
Oh, yeah. And then the other thing is, who else is wrapped up in this?
And are they telling?
Right. And will we know? Or it's
Yeah.
just like, the Jeffrey Epstein Island stuff where it doesn't look like we're ever going to know that.
I'm curious.
So, well, I think those people need to be brought to justice too.
I do too.
And, I don't know how you.
It's one thing to be wild, but then to hurt people on top of it.
Oh, yeah.
Not that I think you got on. Well, I mean, people, consenting adults, whatever.
Yeah, do whatever you want to do. I can't see it from my house.
Right. But like really hurting people and sex trafficking young kids and stuff.
Yeah, terrible.
Horrible.
So if what they're allegedly
have done.
Right. If all that is true on Diddy's part, I hope they put him under the jail.
Yeah. Along with all those that kept it going on for 20 years.
And I saw a court drawing.
Yeah.
And he was turned around, and I guess he's gone gray. And it's like, oh man, yeah, you don't have that.
Don't have the hair color and all that.
Hair coloring in prison, do you, Diddy?
Oh, Diddy.
Oh, Diddy. Coming up, we've got the real good for you. It's a couple of stories that's positive and uplifting. And this week we're doing Ask Jason.
And you got all 3 right yesterday.
Did I only got 2 right yesterday? No, that's right. You gave me a real good hint there at the end. That's right. It was 3. But it didn't feel like 3. It felt like 2.
Well, you got 3.
I feel like I cheated a little bit.
You didn't cheat.
All right. So we'll get to that coming up here in just a little bit here on Good Morning Cookeville, live in the Willow Window Studio. Hang out with us. We'll be right back.
Elevate your space with high-quality window treatments from Willow Window. Our dedicated team crafts custom solutions featuring sleek blinds, elegant shades, custom interior and exterior shutters, and luxury drapery tailored to your style. Transform your windows into stunning focal points that enhance your home's charm. Reach out to us today for your complimentary estimate. 931-Window 1.
Unlock the best of local entertainment with Hub Plus. Do you have Roku? Download the Hub Plus app today. Dive into exclusive content like Good Morning Cookeville presented by Elevate Real Estate, catch all the action with high school sports from Upper Cumberland Reporter, and stay updated with the latest weather from Upper Cumberland Weather. Plus, enjoy fantastic local shows such as The Randy Porter Show and Cookeville Lifestyles Show. Don't miss out. Download the Roku app now and start exploring.
From the Upper Cumberland Weather Studio, I'm Anthony Taylor with your Tuesday morning forecast. Another wet and stormy day is ahead with scattered showers and thunderstorms expected to develop around lunchtime, continuing throughout the afternoon. Highs will top out in the lower 70s. Winds will be out of the south at around 5 miles per hour. Skies will be mostly cloudy overnight with a slight chance of a shower. Lows will be around 60. South wind around 5 miles per hour. Scattered thunderstorms will remain likely Wednesday with highs near 80. Thursday looks to be our only dry day of the upcoming period with partly sunny skies and highs in the mid to upper 80s. Storm chances pick back up Friday with severe weather possible late in the day into early Saturday. Be sure you're following Upper Cumberland Weather on Facebook and X for the latest weather information.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're in the Willow Window Studio. You're having a great Tuesday morning so far. It's 6:46.
A high today in the low 70s. We're at 60 right now, and looks like the sun's coming out a little bit.
It's just a tease.
Rain off and on.
It's just teasing us a little bit. That's all.
Hey, I'm the sun. Hey,
See the moon this morning?
I didn't.
It was, I don't know if it was a full moon, but it looked full, very bright, coming through just a few clouds. It looked very Scooby-Doo-ish.
Isn't it supposed to be some kind of flower moon?
I don't know.
Something like that.
I'll keep up with that moon stuff.
That moon stuff.
Yeah, that's that new age crystal.
No, I wasn't doing crystals. It was
yeah.
just all over Facebook about some kind of moon.
I don't know. Every day, me and Sheila, we go through a bunch of news stories, try to find some that are positive and uplifting, and we call it
The Real Good.
Manhattan Deming works as a waitress at Da Vinci's restaurant in Williamstown, West Virginia. During a recent shift, she was serving a couple who asked about her life. They were making conversation. Manhattan told them about her daughter and her dreams of becoming a nurse. Her goal before she became a mom was to go to nursing school. She told the couple she was trying to figure out how to make it all happen, especially with all her responsibilities. Well, after they finished their meal, Manhattan was shocked to see that the couple left her a $2,000 tip.
What?
She broke down right there, she said. I couldn't hold it in. That's a once-in-a-lifetime thing.
It is.
Inspired by the kindness of this couple, Manhattan is looking into getting back into school and once again making her dreams come true. Gives me a whole new perspective, she said. They've really inspired me to begin achieving my goals and bettering my daughter and my life.
That's great.
Sometimes, I mean, $2,000 is a lot of money, but I mean, we're all out there in the real world. 2,000 doesn't last as long
Doesn't go that far.
No. So, but that's the push
lift
she
that
needed.
She needed, yeah.
On Friday, Brandy Fields and her son Kyle, they graduated together from Texas Christian University, making Mother's Day weekend extra special for both of them.
Great.
Brandy received her Executive Master of Business Administration degree, while Kyle got his Master's of Liberal Arts degree. The graduation ceremony was fun, but Brandy also valued the time she got to spend with Kyle while they were working toward their degrees. She said, sharing this moment with my son is something I never imagined. We've supported each other through late nights and strict deadlines. To walk the stage together, especially on Mother's Day, is an incredible and meaningful moment for our whole family.
I love that. That's sweet.
Man, that is cool that they graduated together.
Mm-hmm.
Old mom there getting that extra on Mother's Day.
Extra loving, and then
way to go, Kyle.
Yeah.
Because, that probably took some putting up with.
You know it did. Even though you love your mama.
Yeah.
Going to school with her would be a lot.
Not sure that'd be the thing, I mean, I love my mama, but I like to have some freedom. And
don't we all?
College would have been where, you could have, spread your wings a little bit. Maybe Kyle didn't need to spread his wings.
Not Kyle. He couldn't spread his wings.
Maybe Kyle was wild and she kept him in school.
And she goes, I'm just going to start school with you.
Plus, I'm not sure he's going to be able to get a job with that liberal arts degree.
This is supposed to be the real good.
I'm worried about Kyle.
Not his mama, but you worried about Kyle.
I'm worried about Kyle. He didn't spread his wings. He didn't sow any wild oats. He has a useless degree.
Those of you who have a liberal arts degree, sorry about Jason saying that about you.
What do you do with that? I mean, you can't go work at the liberal arts store.
No, but you can be like a director, cultural administrator, like Rafferty Cleary. Our good buddy Rafferty. I don't know if that's what I think he has a communications degree.
Yeah. Liberal arts.
Stop it.
What does that even encompass? I mean, he's got a master's in it. It's not like he took it and then he's like,
maybe he's going to be an actor.
Anyway.
Yes, move along. You're going to get yourself in trouble.
Well, I'm just wondering, look, I don't have any degree. So, I mean, to have a degree is way better than me.
Right. Look at what you're saying.
I just worry about it is all, And
he didn't get to spread his wings. He may get wild later on.
May get wild. To Manhattan Deming and the couple that left her a $2,000 tip. And to Brandy and Kyle Fields, mom and son, graduating college on Mother's Day. Y'all are real good. All right, Sheila, I'm ready.
Time for Ask Jason. He got 3 right yesterday.
Let's see how we do today.
Continue.
Old no degree Jason over here.
These questions are about the average American.
Okay.
The average American.
All right.
Drinks 3.6 gallons of this in a year. What is it?
How many gallons?
3.6 gallons of this every year.
Well, it's not water. I'd say we drink more water
Correct.
than that.
Not water.
Probably more Cokes. Probably drink more Cokes than that, I would say. So that's either a dairy or a juice or a liquor. Juice.
What kind of juice?
The
average American.
Orange.
Yes.
All right.
1 for Jason. That means 4 for the week so far.
All right.
This is all about average American drinks.
Oh, they're all about drinks then.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, y'all. The average American drinks almost 14 gallons of this in a year. What is it?
Well, it's still too low, I think, to be like tea or soft drinks.
Correct.
I'll just stay in the breakfast theme and go milk.
Ding, 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 ding.
All right.
2 today for Jason. So that means 5 already.
I said, well, now that I know the theme.
Yeah.
Once you know the theme,
it's a little bit better.
It gets a little bit better.
But when there's no theme and you're just willy-nilly out there, it's harder.
Yeah, if it's just average Americans, because you know what? Average Americans are weird.
We are crazy. It could be anything with us. At least you know it's drinks.
Right.
All right. Your last question for today. The average American drinks over 41 gallons of this in a year. What is it?
41 gallons.
41 gallons.
That's a pretty good amount. So that's probably something you're drinking with dinner. You know,
I like when you with dinner.
You know, or supper.
It's what's for dinner.
So we pretty much have breakfast taken care of with the juice and the milk. Is it tea?
It's not tea. That'll be in the South.
Is it coffee? Are we staying all in breakfast? Is it coffee?
It's not coffee.
I bet we are close to 41 gallons of coffee. We drink a bunch of
I
coffee.
bet we drink even more of the coffee. You think?
I don't know. That'd be interesting to know.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, it's not tea.
Not tea, not coffee.
Coke.
Soft drinks.
Soft drinks.
Yep. But around here we call everything Coke.
Yeah, that's what I meant. It could be anything.
Pepsi. But anyway, the average American drinks over 41 gallons of soft drinks in a year. That's a lot.
That it is. We shouldn't be drink. I'm trying real hard to not.
But there's sometimes you crave that fizz. I know I do.
Yeah. And
I mean, I don't drink it like every day, but there's sometimes I'm like, and I love tea. Tea is one of my favorite drinks.
I like sweet tea. I don't like regular tea.
I like all teas, just about.
But I'm trying to cut out soft drinks.
Because you're on a Mediterranean diet.
Well,
you should be.
Supposed to be.
Yeah. We know what doctors want from us, whether we do it or not. It's another thing.
I was looking up what that is, the Mediterranean diet.
Uh-huh.
And I could eat it. I don't know how you eat it for like, how are you supposed to eat Mediterranean diet for breakfast?
I'm like you. It's good until you have to do it every meal.
But how are you supposed to do it for breakfast? They don't have any Mediterranean breakfast.
And we need breakfast.
And
what about just eggs?
Maybe.
Is it eggs and spinach? Is that a Mediterranean?
I guess. I don't know.
Some feta cheese.
But they don't have anything good. They're not one lick of sausage, biscuit.
Well, biscuits aren't good for
no
us.
Gravy, no bacon.
No, that's what the doctor's trying to get you to avoid.
Right, but I mean, why are they not?
Why are they not eating breakfast over in Greece?
Right.
Or wherever.
What do they have?
I don't know. Baklava?
Well, surely that's not on the diet.
Of course not, but it's good.
Yeah.
Don't listen to me. Don't do as I say, not as I do.
But I'm trying. But breakfast is what gets me.
Did you look up Mediterranean breakfast?
Yeah, but it
didn't say anything.
It all sounds like you're at a fancy brunch. Like you're at one of those tapas place in Nashville or some big town where they serve you tiny little portions of stuff.
Tiny, which you're not even full at the end.
They charge you full price for it.
They sure do. But anyway, you got 6 total for yesterday and today.
Well, how about
Congratulations to you.
I'm on
going to have to stop giving him hints.
I'm on pace to break the record then.
You're on pace. Can it continue?
Yeah. I doubt it. I'm probably just lucky past 2 days.
Well, not with that attitude, you're not going to break the record.
Kind of got a bad attitude today, to be honest with you, Sheila.
I told you were being mean. And you said I was being sassy.
You're being sassy.
Sassy's cute. Mean's just mean.
Hey, let me tell you, one of the nicest, most humble dudes that me and Sheila, at least I have ever met. His name is Jason Bohannon. He's got Next
Generation Painting.
Next Generation Painting. He's just a great guy. If you're looking for a painter, this is your guy for sure.
You can trust him. He's a really good person.
But I want to talk to him about, right now the big thing is fixing your house up,
right.
Making it look fresh again. What are some of the painting trends that he's seeing? Because, there for a while, everything was shiplap and gray was the big color. Is it still? What's in style?
He knows.
Painting your house. So looking forward to talking to him.
That's coming up. And then also Catherine DeBray, She is starting a school for autism, and we'll find out about that and what made her choose to do that.
That's all coming up here on Good Morning Cookeville, brought to you by Elevate Real Estate. We're here in the Willow Window Studio. Hang out with us.
TRN News.
Memphis police are investigating a multi-vehicle crash which involved the Arkansas State Police, which happened Sunday on Interstate 55 in Mallory. One man was detained at the scene and taken to Regional 1 Hospital with non-critical injuries. The circumstances surrounding this crash remain under investigation. Members of a Nashville soccer club fan group altering their activities in response to the recent immigration crackdown in Davidson County. La Brigada de Oro, the team's first official Latin America support group, canceled their pregame tailgate ahead of the match against Charlotte FC this past Saturday. Members went to the game, put out banners in the stands which read, "We are not all here," an apparent commentary on the detentions carried out by federal agents. Over 100 people were taken into custody by immigration officials in Nashville since launching an operation with the Tennessee Highway Patrol a little over a week ago. I'm Lee Mowen.
Number 1 for news from across the state. This is the Tennessee Radio Network.
It's a bully, but we aren't afraid of a fight. It's elusive, but our focus never fades. It's deadly, but we were born to defeat cancer. You may not have heard of us, but our work has helped millions impacted by cancer. We are the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. We are leaders in advancing breakthroughs in immunotherapy, genomics, and personalized medicine. This research saves lives. After 65 years of fighting blood cancers, we've arrived at a game-changing belief. The cures for cancer are in our blood. The drugs and treatments we've developed for blood cancers have helped people affected by many different types of cancers. We are the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Beating cancer is in our blood. Learn more at LLS.org.
A deadly officer-involved shooting under investigation in Nashville. 29-year-old Tadarius Hunt was killed during a shootout with cops on the Division Street Bridge. He was wanted for allegedly shooting a security guard at the Nashville Rescue Mission Sunday. An officer was grazed in the leg during the exchange of gunfire, but is expected to be okay. The Tennessee Attorney General's office warning residents about text scams that demand toll payments. The messages threaten penalties if toll road and easy pass balances aren't paid, with the scams resulting in over $190 million in losses for last year. Folks should not respond to unsolicited texts and verify messages through the DMV. Meantime, no damage reported after an earthquake rattled Tennessee over the weekend. The 4.1 magnitude quake centered in Greenback around 9 o'clock Saturday morning. The U.S. Geological Survey said it was felt across the southeast, with reports coming in as far away as Atlanta, where people all across the city said it shook their homes. Home videos posted online record a lot of shaking from this quake. I'm Lee Mowen, Tennessee Radio Network News.
From the Cookeville Communications News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. A Smith County man faces an attempted second-degree murder charge for allegedly shooting and injuring a man on Saturday. District Attorney General Bryant Dunaway said the incident happened at the Midnight Express Gentlemen's Club in DeKalb County. Dunaway identified the suspect as 40-year-old James Barsotti. He's under $300,000 bond. The victim in this case, an employee at the club. Monterey police investigating after officers found approximately 42.4 grams of a substance believed to be meth and fentanyl and $9,000 cash. A press release said officers located the money and drugs after responding to a domestic call Sunday. Officials have not identified any suspects at this time, saying the investigation remains ongoing. The Upper Cumberland Business Journal reporting that Cookeville's Salt Box Inn and Stables is closing. The Journal cited the reasoning as being due to a personal situation with ownership. The article said an official closing date has not been announced. The Salt Box has become a go-to destination for weddings and other events since it opened in 2013. That's the news from the Cookeville Communications News Center.
From the Upper Cumberland Weather Studio, I'm Anthony Taylor with your Tuesday morning forecast. Another wet and stormy day is ahead with scattered showers and thunderstorms expected to develop around lunchtime, continuing throughout the afternoon. Highs will top out in the lower 70s. Winds will be out of the south at around 5 miles per hour. Skies will be mostly cloudy overnight with a slight chance of a shower. Lows will be around 60. South wind around 5 miles per hour. Scattered thunderstorms will remain likely Wednesday with highs near 80. Thursday looks to be our only dry day of the upcoming period with partly sunny skies and highs in the mid to upper 80s. Storm chances pick back up Friday with severe weather possible late in the day into early Saturday. Be sure you're following Upper Cumberland Weather on Facebook and X for the latest weather information.
From the WHUB Willow Window Studios, your trusted window, garage door, and custom window treatment experts. Willow Window. Stop by their new showroom at 310 Newman Drive, Cookeville.
Wake up, Cookeville, it's a brand new day. Jason and Sheila got so much to say. From the heart of Putnam to the downtown streets, they're bringing you the buzz, the people you'll meet. Tuning dial up, let the stories flow. Good morning, Cookeville, it's a place to go. They're talking about the town, what's going on around. Events and news that make this county proud. With guests who take the mic, they share what's on their minds. Good morning, Cookeville, lighten up your life. From festivals to fairs, local art to the games, they're keeping you connected, knowing all the names. With laughter and stories, the hour flies by. Jason and Sheila keep the good vibes high. Tune in, dial up, let the stories flow. Good morning, Cookeville, it's a show to know. They're talking about the town, what's going on around. Events and news that make this county proud. With guests who take the mic, they share what's on their minds. Good morning, Cookeville, lighten up your life. Oh, good morning, Cookeville. Every morning feels so bright with local voices by your side. Jason and Sheila keep it real. Cookeville's heartbeat you can feel. They're talking about the town, what's going on around. Events and news that make this county proud. With guests who take the mic, they share what's on their minds. Good morning, Cookeville, lighten up your life. So grab your coffee, start your day. Good morning, Cookeville's on the way.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here with you, live in the Willow Window Studio. Good morning, Cookeville's brought to you by Elevate Real Estate. It's 7:07.
And we've got another Jason in here, Jason Bohannon.
Double Jasons.
From Next Generation
Who's the
Painting.
lucky girl.
Two Jasons. Whoop,
Sheila
whoop.
is.
That's it.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
We're good. We're good. I'm so happy that things are going good for you. And let me just start. The reason you call it Next Generation Painting, you're the third generation.
Yes, ma'am. Yep.
In your family
Yes, ma'am.
that paints.
Yep. It's my Uncle Frank. He done it. I think he's been doing it now 35. I think it's 40 years.
Yeah.
And my dad followed suit, and then I've got cousins, a whole family full of painters. So it's just like in our DNA.
Do you have family members that work for you?
No, I don't.
No,
No, family can't work together. You know that.
Well, yeah, I've heard that. I mean, I've never done that, but I've
tried
always,
it.
Yeah,
it don't work.
You know each other too well.
That's it.
Well, we were talking before you got in here about trends. There's
Yes.
a lot of people that are refurbishing their home. Maybe they're not wanting to sell or anything like that, or maybe they don't want to go hunting for a new home. But it's always great to freshen up your house.
That's it.
And paint makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it adds value.
But what are the trends now? I know a while back it was shiplap and everything was a grayish color. Is that still what it is, or are we brightening things up?
Exactly. Greens are coming back around.
Really?
Yep. The greens are coming back around.
Are you talking about like sage green, the lighter green color?
Sage,
Mint.
Yep. That forest green. Just and then we have whites that are coming back around, really, really light colors. But grays are still there.
I figure so.
Yeah,
Well,
It's a good neutral.
Well, grays
we've
cover
painted
up so
miles of it.
much
They
too.
do.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's a nice. It covers up mistakes. You know, so maybe you, you've had a bad drywaller.
Yep.
Then gray is a good color to go with. But
Another thing that's trending right now, we've got one coming up the end of next week that we'll be doing is color drenching. Have y'all seen that? Where
No.
the ceilings, walls, and trim are and the doors are all the same color.
What?
Yeah.
So it's drenched in the same color. Is that where they get that name, I guess?
Yes. So that's going to be the first one we're doing next week. I'm kind of excited.
Really? That's a thing.
Yeah, you can look it up on Pinterest and all that. It looks pretty slick.
Does it really? I
look
can't
of it.
imagine it looking.
Yeah.
Right.
It looks cool.
Speaking of which, you mentioned Pinterest. Are there a lot of, I guess, women that like pick stuff on Pinterest?
Yeah,
I want it
they're
to look like this.
Here. Yeah.
You make it look like
yes,
this.
Yeah.
How hard is that though when they see it? And some of them they don't know. Well, I wouldn't know the process it takes to get to a certain.
We make it happen.
And you do cabinets too, and a lot of folks aren't specialized in cabinets.
Exactly. Yeah, well, I consider us specialized in it. So the cabinet refinishing gig, it's really the most cost-effective way to keep what you have and get something new. We can put new hinges on it. We can do new handles. We drill holes.
And it makes it look completely different.
Yes, it does. Yeah, it changes the whole dynamic of the kitchen. We also use a 2K product, which is Chemcraft. So it's like really, really durable. 2K means that the paint actually has a hardener in it, but it can only be sprayed. So we basically 5 days. We can do it from start to finish. Any door, let's say 35 doors. That's a big cabinet set. All the frames, everything we prep, sand. So we also have filters set up, so everything is being ran outside, like all the fumes and all that.
You pull the cabinets off the wall?
Yes, sir. And then we set up a spray booth actually in the kitchen.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you said you spray them, but I mean, even if you weren't using that paint, spraying is the way to do cabinets.
They look awesome.
You can't brush on.
Yep. And then
cabinets.
Exactly. It looks,
right.
It's got a stipple to it, which I hate.
It looks amateur when you do that. It looks like I did it myself.
It looks like, you remember when you were getting first started off, you rented an apartment or old home and they just painted over everything.
Yes. And you could tell that's what they had done.
That's what they
They didn't get a professional.
That's right.
With cabinets, there's so many different angles to them, and it's hard to float a brush. We paint with brushes all day long, and I wouldn't allow it. The guys wouldn't do it either. There's so many different angles and stuff to cabinets that you can never make it look right.
You make it look smooth.
Yeah, exactly. So it looks like we want a factory finish. So, and also we done an oak set, an oak cabinet set. It's on my Facebook, Next Generation Painting. That we done them green, put new handles on it and all that. But she didn't want the grain, so she wanted the oak grain. She wanted to be a uniform finish, real uniform. So we put 2 coats of primer on it, and then we done 2 coats of the top coat. And man, it looked like you had bought it at a cabinet shop.
Really?
Yeah, from a cabinet dealer.
And you said it only takes 5 days?
Yeah.
Even with the drying in between and all that.
But the drying's the longest part.
As soon as it touches, it dries.
Oh, really?
Blacker, that's why you spray it.
Because you said it has a hardener in it, so that makes all the difference.
That process up, yes, ma'am. Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then if I've got 3 guys. I've got Pat, which shout out to Patrick.
Hey, Patrick.
Hey, Patrick. What's up?
Patrick?
Yeah, Ron. Shout out to Ron.
Hey, Ron.
Hey, Ron. What's up, Ron? What's up, Ron?
And then the beast in prepping the cabinets is Mike. Shout out to him.
Mike. The
Beast. Yes.
The Beast.
I like that's a cool nickname, the Beast.
Yeah.
Mike.
Whenever it comes to cabinets,
Yeah.
he's next level. So I'm grateful to have him, But with those guys, we all know what we got going on. So everybody knows what they're doing. So you can,
when you got into doing the cabinet, did someone ask, "Hey, can you do cabinets?"
Yeah.
And you were like, "Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
and then figured it out later.
Figure this out. Yeah, exactly. And then
That's how you know you're going to do good. You say yes and figure it out.
that's it.
Yeah.
And then you produce something. It's beautiful. That's exactly right. So with 5 days, like you said, yeah, that's from start to finish. That's from taking them off, cleaning, sanding, priming, sanding again, priming, paint, sand again, paint, install.
All in 5 days.
Yeah.
That's fast.
Now, how many of those are you doing? Because that sounds like a fairly new thing. Is this something they're doing other places?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yep. So it's I consider us certified. You know, like a certified cabinet refinishing in this area. That's something we're trying to bring here.
Well, I mean, that's a good thing. It's probably saving people a lot of money because cabinets are expensive.
I just went and looked at a job yesterday in Rickman, or no, in Monroe, off of Highway 111, and they had ended up going to budget to get the cabinets, but they got quoted from Lowe's down here like 30-some thousand, from another cabinet 40-some.
Whoa!
For cabinets.
Yeah. That's yeah. I mean, it's just crazy. So if they're already there, you know, you don't have to install.
Somebody was telling me that new construction in this area right now is just a hair over $200 a square foot to finish out.
Whoa.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
It's
growing
right here.
I think back in the day, it maybe been like 125, you know, before COVID.
Yeah.
It was probably about $125 a square foot for a new home. Now it's about 200 a square foot.
Yes, sir.
And that's, you know, the cost of everything. Is the cost of paint going up quite a bit?
We're a high volume buyer over there, so they give us pretty good pricing. And that's another thing with me. I've never made $1 on material. I just can't do it. I'll charge it over there at the paint store and have the customer either call over and pay for it or write me a check to Hoover Paint Store. I'll take it over. That's just.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you don't upcharge for
No.
You pass the savings on to the
That's
customer.
exactly right. Yes, ma'am.
That makes a huge difference.
It really does. It's a good selling point.
We're talking to Jason Bohannon with Next Generation Painting. Just a great guy and honest and does a great job. And we'll talk to him about some more painting trends in case you're thinking about repainting your house or maybe getting your cabinets painted instead of spending the 30 or 40 grand to get new ones.
That's exactly right.
It'd be a whole lot cheaper to get them painted.
When you can save money, do it,
That's
and
right.
and at a quality job.
And that way you get the same look.
Yeah.
You know?
That's more with Jason coming up here in just a little bit here on Good Morning Cookeville. It's brought to you by Elevate Real Estate. We're here in the Willow Window Studio. Hang on.
Discover unbeatable value at Freedom Pawn, your ultimate one-stop shop. Conveniently located at 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta, we offer a vast selection of guns, ammo, knives, instruments, cameras, game systems, jewelry, tools, kayaks, trailers, and more. Whether you're buying, selling, or trading, our expert team is here to help. We're now open on Mondays, so visit Freedom Pawn Monday through Saturday. Come see us and experience the difference. Freedom Pawn, the friendliest and cleanest pawn shop in the Upper Cumberland.
Your home, your sanctuary. This includes your outdoor haven as well as the interior of your home. Willow Window can elevate your outdoors today with elegant and innovative products from SummerSpace. From awnings and outdoor shades to porch enclosure systems, transform your porch to your favorite part of your home. SummerSpace has the perfect solution specific to your needs. Call Willow Window today for your free estimate 931-WINDOW-1.
Unlock the best of local entertainment with Hub Plus. Do you have Roku? Download the Hub Plus app today. Dive into exclusive content like Good Morning Cookeville presented by Elevate Real Estate, catch all the action with high school sports from Upper Cumberland Reporter, and stay updated with the latest weather from Upper Cumberland Weather. Plus, enjoy fantastic local shows such as The Randy Porter Show and Cookeville Lifestyles Show. Don't miss out. Download the Roku app now and start exploring.
Good Morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. It's 7:20 now.
From Next Generation Painting, we're talking to Jason Bohannon, and you actually love painting.
Yes, I do. Yes, ma'am.
It's
Which
like
is
part of
weird
your
'cause it's
makeup.
awful.
Yeah.
It's awful.
It makes
it's a
my
lot of
hand
work.
hurt.
You know,
Yeah.
my family, my girls is where I find my peace.
Yeah.
But painting.
Your wife and your daughter.
That's it.
Yeah.
But painting is where that's like my solitude.
Well, you can kind of get in the zone, and zone out a little bit and do it. I can't. I get to paint and I get to thinking about everything else.
Yeah.
I can't zone out doing that. And I'm a terrible painter. Like, my wife's great at it. She can do it without the tape.
Yes, sir.
She just zoop right up and make a perfect line. So if we ever have to paint, then she goes through and she does the outline.
Yes, sir.
And then I come along with the roller, but even I don't do that right.
Yes, sir.
Apparently, I don't get enough paint on
That's it.
the roller.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Is that the mistake that everybody makes when they're trying to paint?
A lot of new guys.
You're a new guy.
That's
I for
it.
sure am.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make the paint go further,
You'll
but
see that dry roll, like where it's not got enough paint in it.
Trying to make that paint go further, but then you see spots in it.
That's it. Dull
Which is
spots
not
all the way
pretty.
through.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
But anyway, but she claims that I pretend to not know how to paint, but that's not true.
But she's going with some other things that you have acted like you don't know how to do because you don't want to do it. So he acts like he don't know how to do it.
I've
True,
been there.
but painting is one of those things that you can either do it correctly or you're terrible at it.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that it is better just to hire somebody to do it.
There is an art to it.
There really is.
Yeah,
There's
and like you were even talking about cabinets. You have to number things
Yes, ma'am.
to make sure that everything falls in line.
That's exactly right.
Kind of explain that. I know Jason was talking about doing cabinets, and it's so much harder when you do things yourself. You think it looks easy because y'all
Yeah,
make it look easy.
Exactly. Yes.
Because you know what you're doing.
Well, we're like everybody else. We saw it on HGTV.
Right. And you're like, well, we can do that
we
and
can
save
do that.
money.
Look on YouTube, how they do it on YouTube. And
They
then
always make it look easy.
always make it look easy. And
And
then,
then it takes longer than you
and
think.
then you end up calling Jason to come and fix your
Right.
mess.
Can you fix up my mess up?
Yes, sir.
How many of those do you
A
get?
few. I'm okay with that,
Yeah.
though. The light and the load.
Yeah.
So you've got a whole system down though that helps everything stay in place. Like even when you take it and move it out to like the yard to kind of paint everything, paint the cabinets, you make sure everything is numbered.
Yes, ma'am. Yep. So
So you're doing paint by numbers.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's a good
Not
way
really.
to put it.
It's more difficult than that.
Yeah, but as we take them off, we number the door, and then we put where the hinge is at.
Yes.
We'll put a number there as well, and then because whenever you put a piece of tape over it, of course, or you can use a Sharpie because it'll always bleed through. But yeah, you've got to have a process. Definitely, whenever we had like 33 doors a couple weeks ago, we had like 33 doors, and that's a lot.
Yeah.
Keep up with, you got top, bottom, middle. So just numbering from the start to the end. Start on this side and just go all the way around the top. Start back at the bottom, go all the way around the bottom. And then if everything gets out of line at the end of it, you still got to pull tape
right
where that hinge is at. So you see 23, boom, you know exactly where 23 is at.
Yeah.
So it's pretty
Makes sense.
Have you ever had somebody tell you what they want, and in your head you know it's going to be ugly?
Yeah, it's like.
And then you're like, "Are you sure?"
Yeah, that drenching.
Yeah.
But it looks pretty cool, so we're gonna try it.
So even if you're like, that's probably gonna be ugly, you still do it.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, if we're getting paid to do it, we'll do it.
Yeah.
For sure, So, but like I was talking about with painting, that's where I find my peace. As long as I can find stuff for me and the guys to paint, we're all content. You know what I mean? So we're booked out right now to the end of June.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yes, sir.
Good for you.
Yeah. I think it's the middle of the third week of June is our next opening. So just keep the wheels rolling. That's all we can do.
So
you know?
basically, if you're thinking about it right now, you need to go ahead and call and get on the books.
That's it. Yes, call us. Yep. Free.
Tell me too about all these crazy paint names.
Yeah.
Who comes up with the paint names?
The manufacturers do.
I mean, wouldn't that be a fun job to be in charge of that?
Yeah.
How should we call this one? Well, I don't know.
I worked for a guy that worked for Sherwin-Williams, and that's what he done. Like,
he named the paint.
He helped name it. So as the colors would go together, to get the finished color, because it's like 4 or 5 different colors that make this color, or 6 different that make that exact color, and then they'll just take one from this one, and then just come up with it. It's crazy how it works. Like I seen sterling silver the other day, and it's blue.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Well, you've heard like of a blue silver animal, like their hair color is kind of like a blue, but sterling silver, huh? You'd think it would be totally gray.
Exactly.
The worst is going with your wife to pick out.
And because with you, I know, like the men see, well, probably you don't because you're a painter.
Right,
but like we see little different tones in the color, and you like it all looks the same.
We're just all Roy G. Biv over here, Remember that?
Yeah,
it's all beige, baby.
Yeah, it all looks.
No,
the
this
same.
is a crew.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And like there's 4,000 colors of white.
Yeah, there is. There's a whole lot.
Like how many whites can there be?
I know.
Do you paint a little sample on there and let them say?
For sure, if that's what they want.
Well, paint looks different in people's houses depending
does.
on the light and all that stuff. So
And
I guess you almost have to do that.
And if it's a repaint, not new construction, you usually get a pretty solid color from sample to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's on like a repaint, you've got that undertone of the old color coming back through.
I got
So it's
you.
always best to do samples on the walls, which we always do. It's free.
When you do go into somebody's house that's already been painted and they just want to redo, do you have to strip the paint off of it, or is
or maybe re-primer it?
No. So
Okay.
drywall is, in most cases, as long as there's been no peeling or anything like that. We've ran into a couple of those, but in most cases, the drywall is sealed with primer. So that's the only time that you really ever prime. Is from whenever the house is first built. So you just seal that drywall sealed, and then they'll top coat it with whatever color, and you'll come in behind them, and you'll just scuff everything up real good, which is sanding. Like I'd say all the time, prepping is 90% of the game because we cover all floors for paint and sealings. Everything gets covered. I mean, any piece of furniture, we wrap it in plastic. Try to pull everything to the middle of the room. And then we'll come through and start painting, and you ain't got to prime. I run into that all the time. So, no, there's no need to prime unless you're going from, like, if there's a red color there.
Yeah.
We've primed it with gray before to try.
Just to keep that other back color from coming through.
Bleeding it.
It will always bleed through. Red is the worst.
Yeah,
bet.
I doubt it's that much of a big deal anymore. But when we were younger, Sheila, remember you'd go and you look at a house and they just painted over the wallpaper.
Yes, and that's
you
horrible.
Still run into that?
Yeah, I won't touch it.
I mean, that's horrible.
You gotta take that wallpaper off,
you
right?
Got to. Yeah, you got to strip it.
Well, they didn't used to back in the day.
Yeah, we've ran into a few of them. And we'll strip
nobody ever thought that looked pretty.
It's
no
costly for that. There's a lot of labor. That's labor intensive that goes.
It is.
Well, taking wallpaper off the wall is the worst possible job that's ever been.
Yeah, but the finish of it, because once you pull wallpaper off, most of the time you've got to do a level 5 finish on the walls. So basically,
what does that mean?
Exactly. So from the ceiling to the floor, basically, or from trim to trim, everything gets mud on it. So everything gets skim coated 2 to 3 times, just depending.
So that paint will adhere better.
It doesn't matter how good you take the wallpaper off. There's still glue. There's still some of that, sticky on there.
That's where your sponge comes in at. So you have to sponge all the walls and get all that.
That is a lot of work.
Yeah.
That's where your sponge comes in. I told you that.
Yeah. So
you wasn't listening earlier, Jason.
Did he really say that?
Yeah.
No.
She's been so sassy today.
I was gonna say he's on it then, but but yeah, it's labor intensive. It is.
No wonder though. Like now, I don't see. Some people still use some wallpaper.
It's coming.
Is it
back
more like
around.
trim, or do they wallpaper their whole?
Yep.
wall?
Wallpaper's coming back, huh?
It is. I guess.
Well, my goodness.
I don't know how to do it, but my Aunt Paula, she was one of the best in this area. She doesn't do it anymore, but yeah, it's coming back around for sure. Which is.
That paint's just prettier to me.
Yeah.
Jason, before we get out of here, let's get all your information out there. Pretend you're a Henry brother and just shout your phone number out.
I got you. Good morning, Gary.
Get your inner Chris going here.
I got you. Good morning, Gary and Chris with Henry Brothers Roofing.
Yeah.
Them's my guys. Next Generation Painting. We're on Google, Facebook, Instagram, and my number's 931-310-4294. Call us for free estimates. We'd love to get it looked at.
All right. Go give
Good job, Jason Bohannon.
Thank you.
Give Jason a call.
Thank you. I'm learning from the best.
A fantastic dude, man. So we'll be back here in just a little bit. A new school is coming to the Upper Cumberland, a school for kids with autism.
Mm-hmm.
That's
so
awesome.
we'll talk about that coming up here in just a little bit here on Good Morning Cookeville. It's brought to you by Elevate Real Estate. We're live here in the Willow Window Studio. Be right back.
No support from my broker, minimal commission splits, and outdated marketing tools.
Sound familiar? Accelerate your real estate career with Elevate. Experience broker support, coaching, and training on how to make your team successful, competitive commission plans, and cutting-edge marketing tools.
Join our innovative company with a proven system that compresses 3 years of business growth into just 1 year. Please call 931-520-6450. Elevate Real Estate. We help you accelerate.
Never, ever, 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 never, ever, ever, never been a better time to buy a new Ford than right now. Hey guys, this is Jeff Root, General Manager at Ford Lincoln of Cookeville. For a limited time, Ford has announced employee pricing for everyone. You pay what we pay. Everyone gets employee pricing. There's never, ever, ever, ever been a better time to buy a new Ford than right now. Come see us, 1600 Interstate Drive, or visit us online anytime at FordLincolnofCookeville.com. See dealer for details. Some exclusions apply.
Did you know that all of our stations have some great half-price Upper Cumberland deals? You're supporting local businesses and getting great savings at the same time.
Businesses like Fog Light Food House, CG's Boutique, The Exceptional Bean, Fire and Vine Restaurant and Rooftop Bar, and the Royal House of Cheese.
Visit any of the Cookeville Communications station websites for more information or to purchase a half-price gift card.
Good morning, Cookeville. I'm Jacob Vinson with the UCR Sports Report. The Gordonsville Tigerettes moved on to the Region 4 Single A Championship game with their win against East Robertson yesterday, 13-0. The Tigerettes struck for 10 runs in the second inning. Kaylee Plumley struck out 9 batters in the circle and drove in 4 runs at the plate, including a 3-run home run. Gordonsville will play the winner of Clay County and Joe Burns in the Region Championship game. The Dallas Mavericks won the NBA Draft Lottery last night and will have the number 1 pick in this year's draft. The Mavericks, who traded away Luka Doncic this season, had a 1.8% chance of getting the number 1 pick. Cooper Flagg from Duke is expected to be taken with the first pick. The full NFL schedule is releasing tomorrow at 7 p.m., but it was announced last night that one Christmas Day matchup will feature the Kansas City Chiefs and Denver Broncos on Prime Video. It's the 3rd year in a row that the Chiefs will play on Christmas Day. The New York Knicks beat the Boston Celtics 121-113 last night and took a 3-1 series lead in the Eastern Conference semifinals. Celtics star Jason Tatum was also helped off the floor with an apparent lower leg injury in the loss. Tatum still led all scorers with 42, while Jalen Brunson had 39 for the Knicks. I'm Jacob Vinson, and that was the UCR Sports Report.
From the WHUB Willow Window Studios, your trusted window, garage door, and custom window treatment experts. Willow Window. Stop by their new showroom at 310 Newman Drive, Cookeville.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're in the Willow Window Studio. Good morning, Cookeville's brought to you by Elevate Real Estate. It's 7:33 now.
And we're happy to have 2 guests in here. It is Erin Crouch McCowie and Catherine Dubray. We're going to talk about a new school that you're developing. So this is very exciting. Is it a school for autism?
It is a school for all children,
Okay.
but we specialize in children with neurodivergence, which autism is a type of neurodivergence.
I love that. And is it going to be in the Putnam County area?
It is. It will be in Cookeville off of, I refer to it as West Broad Street, but apparently everyone else calls it 70, so Highway 70.
Okay. So, what made you start a school like this? And I know we do have a lot of folks in the area that have autism, children with autism, and you said
Neurodivergence.
neurodivergence.
What all does that encompass?
That encompasses giftedness. It encompasses ADHD, dyslexia, just a variety of different ways in which your brain functions and processes information differently.
This is wonderful. So how is the school different besides that? Like your typical
Is there a different
studies?
curriculum
Yeah.
that suits that?
I will default to Erin because she is the curriculum specialist.
I'm the
on that
education
question.
nerd on this team.
This is so interesting.
What?
I'm the education nerd. I'm
Oh.
a former public school teacher. I taught in Chattanooga for
Okay.
approximately 7 years and just recently moved back to Cookeville.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I'm happy to be back.
You're an OG Cookvillian.
Let me tell you, I am a third generation tech graduate. I am all about it, and I'm so happy to be back.
Isn't it great to come home? I left for a while too, and
Well, they say like when you're a young adult, you want to get out.
oh yeah, I couldn't
And then
wait.
you realize very quickly, I had
it
grass
good
isn't
at
always
home,
greener.
That's
So,
right.
Cookeville is a very special community, and I don't know that people who haven't been outside of this
You do
bubble
appreciate it.
realize
Yeah.
how special it is. And
You appreciate it more when you get out and you
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
see and you're like, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
this
1,000,000%.
is so truly special.
And so I bring a lot of that public school background to the table, but I also just really have a heart for play-based learning, nature learning. I'm really into Montessori,
I
and
was
so
getting ready to use what I started to say. It
Yeah.
sounds like Montessori school.
oh yeah, so we're hoping to capture all of that into one school building and really be able to deliver that to our
I
families.
wish they'd had that when I was growing up. That would have been my type of school.
They had Montessori school when you were growing up, Sheila.
Not in Lynchburg, Tennessee.
Well, no. Let's face it, they barely had public school in Lynchburg.
I will say though,
Tennessee.
the public schools here in Cookeville are fantastic.
Yeah.
And I feel like they don't always get the credit. Like people say, oh, public school, but public school here is
The when you were talking, is the neurodivergent? Is that what is that how? Okay. Yeah. With then you talk about Montessori with that hands-on.
Yes.
Is that the reason for that? Do they respond with people with that with any of those issues? Do they respond better to hands-on learning than sitting there learning through reading a book? Because I mean, I don't know if I have any of that, but let me tell you, just reading a book with your teacher was.
I'm going to diagnose him with
boring.
ADHD.
Listen, he'd be in good
just like
company.
me, I don't think I was never diagnosed with it, but I think we both have ADHD.
I think we all have something. And I think
Oh, sure.
we have realized that throughout this journey when we come in contact with families. We're like, listen, we all have our own little quirks and how our brains function. And
Quirk is my favorite kind of people. If they're quirky, I'm loving them.
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
now, in all fairness, though, Sheila blames stuff on her quirkiness.
I mean, that's fair.
When I can.
So this approach is about meeting the students where they're at. And that
Okay.
really goes hand in hand with looking at the whole child and saying, we really want to offer individualized learning, which is not always a possibility in the public school system just because of the limitations that they face.
Class size.
Class size, funding, state law on requirements for the amount of specific instruction time spent on a content area. And whereas a private school has the freedom to say, you know what, my kids are going to have an hour of nature play a day on top of an hour of recess a day because that's important to us.
Yeah.
And so I just find through my experience as a teacher, but also as a mom, my kids are so much more well behaved when they're playing outside. And you see less and less and less of those behaviors on top of just being able to regulate better and kind of work through those quirks in an easier way.
Yeah. I didn't think about that. Just the playtime alone
Oh, yeah.
would be a mental break, or maybe not in the nature time, but you're still learning stuff, even though it feels like a mental break, but you're still learning and you're almost tricking them into learning.
Well, Well, research.
Those are the most fun things.
Yeah. And research says children learn through play. And so this is really our focus together is research-based education, research-based therapies that are going to serve these children and families to the best that we can.
I love that it's not just one curriculum for everybody
Right.
because we're all so different.
Yeah.
And that includes the children. They're all so different, and they may learn differently.
Sure.
Well,
And this is what's so great.
that made me think of, we have this conversation about we both have sons that are ridiculously intelligent, like encyclopedia level knowledge. And so right now my child is like, can come home and tell me everything about Theodore Roosevelt and George Washington and all these things he's learned at school. But you ask that kid to go introduce himself to somebody or initiate play, and he's like, I don't think so. And so that's more of what they need.
Well, I mean, that's been around for so long. We just thought they,
He just loves trains.
Exactly.
yeah, so I mean, there's always been, there was always those few kids in school that were like that, and of course, dummies like me just called them nerds.
Right.
I was like, nerd. We come to find out they're brilliant.
Yeah.
And or will probably be everyone's boss one day.
Sure.
But that's always been around. It just wasn't, I wouldn't say not diagnosed, but not recognized or
Not recognized properly.
or something like that. But I remember those kids being around, and they would make all A's, all 100s, but couldn't match their socks.
Yes.
And,
yes.
What are you? How do you make 100 on this extremely difficult test that I barely passed by the skin of my teeth? But you can't match your socks.
1,000,000%.
And it's just that's always been around, but here as of late, it's become something that it's okay to talk about.
Right.
It's okay to do something about, and that's what y'all are doing.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's those higher and some of those higher functioning autistic students are exactly how you described, but they can handle these really high order thinkings with these lower level skills like tying your shoes or putting your socks together or remembering to put the toilet seat down or whatever it else is. It's just so far beyond their everyday thinking, but they need to learn how to do those things too. And so we've built in life skills as well, right? Like we want to be able to have these really well-rounded individuals because they've got these great skills, but it's like you probably do need to learn how to wash your hair or those types of things.
Yeah. It's always interesting. It's like I always thought as your brain had a certain amount of capacity, and you could either be somebody who learned everything you're supposed to or how to tie your shoes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And because it's like your brain's full.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
that's but it's something else, and I don't know if this is true, but some of these kids are so smart that they just don't even like do their homework.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But can make 100 on a test. So they absolutely know everything. And is that why you think they're like, I don't really need to do my homework because this is boring and I already know it?
So my child, actually, Catherine has this conversation with my son a lot because he will educate her on a topic and she'll say, Noah, how do you know that? And he's like, I just know. Like,
Yeah.
I just know.
Right.
And I think that because those things come so easy for children like
Yeah.
him and like her son, that when they're
He doesn't even know how he knows because it's like
I'm telling you, he's a bad teacher.
he is. But when they're faced with something challenging, and I feel like I'm like this too, learning came so easy to me that when I would be challenged, I'd be like, oh, I'm not doing this. I'm done. Count me out.
So this is where my question was, where did the heart for this come from? It's from your children too.
Yeah.
Our children, and my brother passed away in 2020 unexpectedly, but he had autism. And so I grew up as the sibling of a child with autism, being carted around to the therapies and watching my mom just really invest her entire soul into getting him whatever he needed. And we had so many great educators in the Putnam County school system that supported us, that are still in contact with us today. And, just it takes a village.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the energy level, because their kids are still there. And so there's still all that energy, and then this other thing on top of that energy as well. So
Very Very true.
You moms who are doing that are a pretty big deal as far as I'm concerned. I mean, that's rock star kind of stuff.
Thank you.
Super mom right here.
I'm very tired.
I'm very tired. Yeah. We'll talk more with these guys coming up here in just a little bit. Take a quick break. It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're live in the Willow Window studio. Good Morning Cookeville is brought to you by Elevate Real Estate. Hang out with us. We'll be right back.
Elevate your space with high-quality window treatments from Willow Window. Our dedicated team crafts custom solutions featuring sleek blinds, elegant shades, custom interior and exterior shutters, and luxury drapery tailored to your style. Transform your windows into stunning focal points that enhance your home's charm. Reach out to us today for your complimentary estimate. 931-WINDOW-1.
Unlock the best of local entertainment with Hub Plus. Do you have Roku? Download the Hub Plus app today. Dive into exclusive content like Good Morning Cookeville presented by Elevate Real Estate, catch all the action with high school sports from Upper Cumberland Reporter, and stay updated with the latest weather from Upper Cumberland Weather. Plus, enjoy fantastic local shows such as The Randy Porter Show and Cookeville Lifestyles Show. Don't miss out. Download the Roku app now and start exploring.
From the Upper Cumberland Weather Studio, I'm Anthony Taylor with your Tuesday morning forecast. Another wet and stormy day is ahead with scattered showers and thunderstorms expected to develop around lunchtime, continuing throughout the afternoon. Highs will top out in the lower 70s. Winds will be out of the south at around 5 miles per hour. Skies will be mostly cloudy overnight with a slight chance of a shower. Lows will be around 60, south wind around 5 miles per hour. Scattered thunderstorms will remain likely Wednesday with highs near 80. Thursday looks to be our only dry day of the upcoming period with partly sunny skies and highs in the mid to upper 80s. Storm chances pick back up Friday with severe weather possible late in the day into early Saturday. Be sure you're following Upper Cumberland Weather on Facebook and X for the latest weather information.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila are here with you. Good Morning Cookeville's brought to you by Elevate Real Estate. We're live in the Willow Window studio.
We're talking with two lovely ladies, Erin Crouch McCowie and Catherine DeBray. They've got a new school that they're starting. And what is the school going to be called?
Aniston Academy.
Oh, Aniston Academy.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds lovely. So
Sounds fancy, huh?
where did you get that name?
I'm so glad you asked that, Sheila.
Jennifer Aniston.
Obviously. My grandmother was probably the most intelligent person I've ever met. She had an IQ of around 160.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and she
Go girls.
Yeah. She did not have this diagnosis, but she was certainly autistic. And coming from a family in Aniston, Alabama, with
Glad you
parents
got out of there.
with third grade educations, and then they've got this little girl who is absolutely brilliant.
And there wasn't any studies as much back then to know what do we do with this child.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially not in Aniston, Alabama.
He's fixated on the Alabama.
I know. Crazy, huh? Yeah. But it's to pay tribute to her. I think not only would she have benefited from a school like this, I think she would have loved to be able to take part in it as an adult and give back as well. So.
And it's a neurodivergent school.
Yes.
Well, we talk a lot about autism. Autism's gotten where a lot of people are noticing that and taking.
It's been misunderstood for so long.
Yeah, and then there's even some of these shows like Love on the Spectrum and things like that, and
that has done a lot to even educate me because I love that show and love seeing how different everybody is under the spectrum.
Exactly.
well, I love watching them because it's so truthful.
Yeah, they're so honest.
There's not a lot of the gray when.
Oh no, they hate gray.
And so it's in case you know what we're talking about. Love on the Spectrum. It's two people with autism that get together and they date and
several different people that you learn about, and it's on Netflix if you haven't seen it.
And it's real interesting.
It really is an educational show. It really is.
At first, I didn't know if I was wrong for watching it or not. You know, it's one of those things. Am I wrong for watching?
Well, at first I felt protective. Like, are they making fun?
Yeah.
And then when I watched the show, I'm like, it's totally not. You see how glorious everybody is in their own way.
You get to see, you know, their personalities and how great they as people
and even some
are.
of the struggles at how people judge them when they just need to let them be themselves, you know.
But I just love how honest and
Yes.
and amazing that they are. And then when they do get into a relationship, how honest the two people are. It's like, oh, I don't think I'd say that, bro. But it's okay to say that in that world, and it makes sense.
Yes.
But it's but did y'all watch that or and
They live that. Okay.
Well, no, I mean, I guess
Not the dating part, but
I guess what I'm looking for here is some validation that I'm not a weirdo for watching it.
No, not at all.
Okay.
And I will tell you that, you know, like you and being a mom of an autistic child, I was a little bit skeptical because I'm like, oh no, are they making fun
Right,
of it?
yeah.
But then I saw snippets of it on TikTok and I was like, oh, it's absolutely not. In
it's
fact,
great.
everyone's falling in love with them, you know?
Right, yeah.
And rooting them on. And so now I've been pulled over and I
Yeah.
watch it, but it's beautiful to see. I'm not to that part of parenting just yet. So thank
Good.
goodness. He's only 9.
oh my goodness, that would be scary. It's scary anytime a child
sure.
starts dating.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it is.
So it gives me a nice like view of what the future may look like too.
Yeah. Well, that and it also looks like they're that because they have this issue. It's not a problem. It's just an issue. That you know life's going to be great.
Yeah.
That there's plenty of future. You know, there's a lot you can do, and because they're out doing normal.
Well, I just
stuff.
feel like we try to put people in a box, and there's, you know,
Yeah, absolutely.
it almost confines them,
Right.
and it's not not healthy.
Right.
Not
I
healthy.
mean, if nothing else, it's really opened my eyes to what autism is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think shows like that really do provide
Mhm.
extended awareness
Yeah.
and education in a way. I mean, even though it's reality television, you know, it's still educating people.
They handle it in a lovely way,
Yeah,
I think. They
and-
really do.
It doesn't seem like to me. I mean, there's there's funny moments, there's sad moments, there's moments that you can absolutely relate to. So it's not just they have autism, so they're going through this.
Well, I find
They're a human
myself
being and
feeling
going
like
through
when they
this.
have anxiety about something, I'm feeling for them, and I'm like, oh, I'm so nervous for you. So, but that's this is why the school is so important, though. You don't put the children in a box, like you said. You meet them where they're at. And they can learn so much more freely and be themselves.
Yeah,
which is so beautiful.
We have this new mantra that we've determined, and it's kind of like the landscape of our school, and that is we accommodate the classroom to the kid, not the kid to the classroom. So if this child, I loved being upside down as a kid. I don't anymore. My brain could never handle that. But, you know, some kiddos with autism and other neurodivergence, they like that input of being upside down. So if you want to be upside down, I mean, as long as you're not going to pass out, you know, from blood, you know, like be upside down. If you want to bounce on a ball, if you want to swing, you know, as long as you're participating and that's what helps you regulate yourself to be able to focus, then that's an accommodation we want to make within the classroom.
So you wanted to be upside down to learn,
I would watch TV upside down. I would read books upside down. Listen, I could never now, but
Really?
yeah.
Was it soothing to you?
It was, yeah. I think it calmed my brain.
It was her thing.
It was.
No, I mean, I'm not judging anybody by anything. It's just
You wanted to be upside down to learn?
There are so many children that need that input. They need the fast, heavy body movements, or like my child loves to run into things just to like just crash.
that does sound fun.
He's more on board with that.
He's
than
also
upside
like
down.
a huge NASCAR fan, so I think that kind of like goes.
He's
gotcha.
his own car.
Exactly.
Yeah, Rubbin's racing, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to put them into
Crashing's
the
racing.
sometimes you got to put them into the wall. I mean, it's just how that
Little
works.
draft here.
Yeah. Now, how many will it be like a one room kind of school, or do you have multiple rooms, or How does, I mean,
We're trying to see this vision. How is it going to be?
is all, you know, all I can think about is your traditional public school. That's all I know. So how does that look?
We're all kind of, I tell her all the time, my public school teacher brain is having to like turn off because that's my default as well.
Yeah.
But we're going to have multi-age classrooms. And so we'll have an age 3 to 6, 6 to 9. Who am I forgetting?
9 to 12.
9 to 12. And really just focus on that small group time where we can kind of get a group of children who might be functioning on a similar level and really target those skill deficits that they're needing to work on.
With more kids getting diagnosed with this kind of stuff, are you worried that, I mean, this could grow really fast?
It has.
Listen, we never anticipated the reception that we got so quickly. And we thought it would take us a year, you know, to be able to get people to understand our vision and our mission. But we have been absolutely blown away. And in fact, I mean, we're going to outgrow our building in the first year for sure.
Wow. That's what I was wondering. You were telling me where you're at. I'm like, these ladies are going to have to build on or move soon.
Yeah. We are shocked every day at the amount of people that are in contact with us because we felt like we had a good idea, but it's different when other people are like, here, I want to be part of this.
Well, sure. I mean,
The pressure's on.
Yeah.
well, to be able to have something specialized like that for kids that are going through this, you know, is unbelievable, because otherwise they get into the public school. And like you're talking about, nothing wrong with public school. I mean, they do a lot of great things. My mom taught special ed for years. And, you know, I had my best times in school going to her class because it was always fun. You know, they're always having a great time. But she had everybody from somebody who maybe with dyslexia to somebody with Down syndrome, you know, all in the same class.
Right.
And having to do what the state and federal government told her, this is what you have to do. Now, my mom is also a contrarian, so she didn't do any of that.
I love your mom.
Yeah. But it was just so different, and every kid in there was so different. But all of these things that you're talking about, they're also different. There's a big step from dyslexia to autism and all the other things. So how do you separate them? Is there like a separation time where you do different things, or how does that work?
So we will be providing therapies within the classroom as long as the child is responding well to that. Now, if it's better for the child to be pulled out, then that's the course we're going to take. But our goal is to limit interruption in instructional time, which often happens a lot in public and private schools, where you have a child that's receiving some type of service and they're being removed from the classroom. And so it was really important to me to say, let's keep them in there as long as we can.
Well, yeah, I'd go to speech therapy. I had a terrible stutter, and they would call you out.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You know, Jason, come to your speech therapy. It's like, oh, why'd you got to tell everybody? Everybody knows I stutter. We don't have to get on the intercom.
We don't have to tell everybody and make it worse. Yeah.
And, you know, I had to go, you know, it was embarrassing, you know, to do that. I'm glad I did, because, of course, now I stutter too bad.
What is great is it was like he took speech therapy and now he's on the radio with a great voice.
Thinking that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an amazing story. Yeah.
And it's frustrating too. And I was getting ready to ask you too, and I know we're about to run out of time, but the younger kids, do they get frustrated a little bit more than the older? Like, they don't understand that they have autism or dyslexia or any of the other neurodivergent things that are happening. They maybe don't understand that. Or is there a lot more frustration with them? Are they acting out more? And if so, how do you deal with that?
We do see that our younger kiddos, newly diagnosed, newly getting into therapies, they typically do have more behaviors than our older kiddos.
Yeah.
And I think that has to do with like you said, things are new. They don't have the words a lot of the times
Sure.
to be able to communicate their wants and their needs, which is super frustrating.
Yeah.
And then we're throwing, really hard work at them, which is their therapies. Because therapy's hard. I mean,
Right.
even if you have, a list or something to that effect,
Mhm.
it's hard work. And so we're really kind of doubling down on giving them, making them exude even more effort.
If somebody's looking for information about how to get in touch with you guys, see if there's some openings, how do they do that?
www.anistonacademy.com.
AnistonAcademy.com. And where is the school going to be?
It is going to be on West Broad Street.
Oh, that's right. You told me.
Yep.
70.
Yeah, 70.
So, AnistonAcademy.com.
Yep. And you can also find us on Facebook.
Okay. All right. Well, sounds like it's going to be great, and you could be moving here soon, so I will get married to that address. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Sheila, who we got? Oh, thanks for being here. Sheila, who we got for tomorrow?
From WCTE, Avery Hutchins will be here, and Diane Callahan and Michaela with the Heart of the Upper Cumberland.
All right. That's all tomorrow here on Good Morning Cookeville. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Bye.